Welcome to Set the Trend podcast, back again for another episode. And remember, this is the podcast that chronicles street sounds and DJ's history over the last 30 years. And today I have, well, before I go to our guest, which I kind of like, they're like my little sound. Not my little sound, but my little sound.
Yo, watch it.
Jesus. But I have my esteemed colleagues and co-host with me, Reggie Heavy Styles. How
you doing, mate? All good? Not too bad, thank you.
Everything all right?
Well, I haven't made back that 680 yet, but you know.
You're lucky you get paid that much. Some DJs we found out last week only get paid 50 quid.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've done a couple of freebies, so I suppose it balances
Are
itself
you one of
out.
them 50 quid DJs?
Not for 50 quid.
60?
Nah. 75?
75?
Yeah, Market House, 75.
Yeah, 75.
But that's Jerry Bascom, innit?
Oh, you give Jerry Backham 75? Is that what you paid the DJ?
That's what he paid me.
Oh, just what he paid you?
Cut.
How are you, Mr. Zenda?
I'm good. I'm feeling a bit old, you know?
Why are you feeling a bit old?
Got some young guys around us today.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah,
man.
you're listening to this.
I don't know about David, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, you know. Come on, man. We're gonna get there, I suppose, without a doubt.
We cool?
All
You
good.
alright?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah?
Every day, all good.
No Ray Groove Legend top on today?
No, not today.
No, okay. Gave you all away?
It's more where that came from.
So can I get one next
Oh,
week?
you want one too?
I've told you that.
Oh, I'll get you one.
Oh, I want to support you.
Oh, yeah, I'll bring one in next week.
Yeah.
Imagine that, we're colleagues.
They sell for £50.
No, but remember, you can't say that because Legs waited 3-4 years to do it. So no doubt. We waited over 3-4 years to get
No, but if
out.
you're supporting and you're buying
Shut
them, you can have them next week. I'll definitely bring them in.
I'm supporting them wearing it. Why am I buying your things for? Yeah,
You said
I'm
you
just
supporting.
supporting for you on the bus.
Oh, so he's waiting for you to buy,
he said he
you
was
want him to
supporting.
buy it and then you're
You
going to
know
put
he's
him on the
still
bill.
doing it.
No, but he said he was supporting.
He's
Supporting.
still trying to get money out of anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
So you guys all right?
We're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
This week, today, this
is
this
a big one,
podcast
mate.
here. We've got one of the youngest street sounds, even though they're veterans, nonetheless. Today, the first of our new school DJs or sounds. Gal Flax are in the building. My brown man sound brethren.
What's that? Fifth Avenue Club.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. How you guys doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Dixie Gal Flex.
How you doing, people?
And Simon. Looking all sexy there
Simple
with your,
Simon. You think it's simple, innit?
simple Simon looking all sexy in his brown.
Colour
No, it's light
coordinated.
brown, colour coded. Chain matches and everything.
Own brand, his own brand.
His own brand. Sorry, I
Own
should
brand.
say that. His own brand.
Simple lifestyle.
Simple lifestyle clothing.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
So where's us?
There's no advertising.
Come here.
No, we do this. We do this for guests. Just not
Yeah, just for guests. Yeah.
So if you're looking at a new sponsor, you know, we can talk about it.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for
And,
having us.
Good. And before we go any further, I'd just like to say a big RIP goes out to DJ Tubbs, part of not only Street Life but the Baseline FM
Baseline
family.
family, yeah, man.
For those who don't know,
Yeah, so big up Tubbs.
lost one of the real,
and one of my
great
right hand mans as well as. Always see him on the front of my doors. Trusted with all my money, with all my loyal.
Legendary.
So big up Tubbs.
R.I.P. man. I mean,
So guys, you've got and don't forget to like, share or comment on the podcast when it goes out. Remember, we're on YouTube, Set the Trend Podcast, also on Facebook. So don't forget to like, share or comment. Guys, you've got your banner behind you. You take any, these guys they don't just don't play. Yeah, everything's there. So you've got Gal Flex and you've got one of them that says Pioneers in the Game. And one of the things that we like on this show is that we try and give people into an insight into the levels of DJs, because again, let me try and explain this. A lot of DJs come into the game and you'll see them comparing themselves with DJs who've been there, and sometimes you feel a bit aggrieved because you say, well, I've done this, this and this and this and this, and this DJ is comparing me and they've just played records.
yeah.
You understand? So what we try and do here is try and show you the levels and show you the different levels of how you should compare and the goals that you should try and reach when you're comparing yourself to a sound. Some DJs would be happy to come in and just talk about their DJ ability, which is fine. But you guys, pioneers in the business, give us a snippet of why you should be called, why you say you're pioneers in the game.
Set the trend, innit? We're on the right show.
that's a good start.
Boy, like from like obviously where we started off, me and Fly. This is David E. Fly. For those who
the
know.
world who don't
He's
know.
not a brown man, but he's a
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
black man.
He's original. He's original.
Yeah, original.
Me and Fly.
Yeah.
We did like,
Architects of the game, I suppose.
I mean, we started for the house parties and whatnot.
And barbecues.
Barbecues, yeah. And anybody went to the little set, bring into the house and playing something. Like we started there. Then we got into the club scene. And obviously, like one time, well, what was it? Granaries. Started. That was one of the first clubs.
One of the residents. First resident. club.
Granaries down in Croydon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there. Then obviously when start from doing that area, and then after one time, after playing at Granaries, me and Fly went to a house party. I'm like, who did we see on the decks? I thought, hold on. I used to go to school with that guy there.
Next time we're looking at Simple Simon.
This is Simple Simon.
Yeah.
So he was doing his own thing at the time.
He was
on a
he
sound
was-
rough but sweet.
Rough but sweet?
Yeah, rough and
I was
sweet.
playing
Yeah.
with
Rough but sweet. They were based in Mitcham.
Yeah.
So I was playing with them for a while. We used to go to Guildford and do a lot of events up in Guildford and stuff. Came back down in Thornton Heath, house party. Dixie was in there. So
So who was playing it? So it was Rough and Sweet in the house party.
rough but sweet. No,
Rough
rough
but
but sweet.
sweet.
No, they were. I left them.
Yeah.
I left them Guildford. Came back down to do my own little booking in this house party.
But, oh, you was double booking even back then?
Get paid. Just get paid.
It was free, innit? Like, I wasn't even getting paid. It was just literally
For the love.
For the love. 2 record boxes, struggling, and just going to this house party and just started playing music.
And that's when I seen him there. I thought, oh God, you know what? Come, roll with me. We're going in the clubs. That's what we're doing.
We need to talk about it
Look at
first.
that.
We're not going to just say we just took you like
That was just a little.
I was just saying,
intro.
let's get a little bit
So
intro
how
on what
did the
really
talk go?
happened.
So how did the talk go between you? Because, okay, so the dynamics between you and David E. Fly at the time.
Yeah, we were already there.
We was already tight. The
was already
Galvix is already
so
established at that
So was
point.
you co-owners at that time?
At the time, it was just Davey Fly and Dixie. Because obviously, then I was thinking, you know what? I need to make a brand, a name.
We need to expand
At
that.
that time, Galflix originally came from Nottingham. He's us guys, me and my cousins, them.
From where?
Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah, because that's where I was born and growing it.
Okay.
So Galflex, the name itself, came from us man them
Yeah.
on a Galflex.
That's right.
And explain to our what Galflex means, you know, when you're on a Galflex.
Entertaining the ladies, isn't
That's
it?
right.
How?
Oh, we're going to give away the tips now. You're going to give away the tips.
Obviously at that time,
Yeah.
we was on a Galflex.
Let's be
Obviously,
honest,
us
be
guys,
honest.
when we're going out,
Yeah.
it's not like nowadays. Some guys got look in trouble in it. We used to like
And the girls,
checking
innit?
the gal, innit?
Or look after the girls. Then even if you're even checking them, just look after them because that was mostly me. If I'm being honest,
So
we
you're a
want to
bit
make
like
sure the
the
girls are
new
getting
age.
into the parties.
Yeah.
We want to make sure they're entertained. Make sure they're around the right guys who are going to spend some money. Let's keep it real. Like that's what we did.
So you like with a new age or Nottingham version of Nasty Love? Is that right?
No, Wait, was this? Obviously, it was a name. I thought I could get away and just just deal with it. That's a brand. Like Galflex, deal with the ladies.
And this
So
was when? Early, what?
Is it 95?
90s. No, that was 90s.
No, that was 90s. But from you're talking about, what you're talking about for the time of the branding? Are you
Yeah,
talking?
yeah, for the time of the sound, when the name of the sound was about 90 what?
It was 96 when obviously
96 when
we
we
formed
had
everything.
those. Okay.
And then we got
Residents.
I seen Glamour at that time. His name was Glamour MC.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glamour, yeah.
Then obviously you got him in there, and 96 was like officially when
full
all of
squad.
us
Got
Divas.
together. Right. Okay.
Full squad.
Yeah.
So when you mentioned Granary, so what other inspirations was there for you at that time then? Because I remember seeing definitely Simon. I know he used to come up to Courts Wine Bar. I used to see Simon up in Courts Wine Bar, you know, when we used to go up the West Blackby on a Thursday night.
Yep.
It was like lollipop.
What was
This is
before
Lollipop.
This is
This is
when
definitely
Choice was
Wow.
in there.
This is when Choice was
This is
up
when
there.
Choice was in there, and I was in there with my cousin, and champagne was £25 a bottle. Moet was £25 a bottle. Come
good
on,
days.
let's have some of that. So we was in there, I was in there every Thursday.
Yeah.
So what was your inspiration from them? So when you coming from Nottingham,
Yeah.
what sounds inspired you in Nottingham?
V-Rocket.
That was
I knew you were
V-Rocket,
gonna say
yeah?
that. I knew you would say
V-Rocket and the thing is in Nottingham as well, me and my cousin, G-Money, big up G-Money, not G-Money from
From
Baseline, a different
Alright,
G-Money. yeah.
Money from Nottingham. We used to play on another sound up there, oh my days.
Qualitex?
No,
No, Qualitex is from Reading.
Bristol.
Trinity.
Yeah, yeah.
Trinity Sound.
Right.
Trinity Sound, we used to play with Trinity
And
Sound.
that's Junior Tunes. Remember Junior Tunes?
And obviously at that time there, that's when we was getting bookings, playing with like Mataran and Lionface. You know, them type. We was getting bookings.
AK
up there.
Babyface.
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 Eddie's, yeah.
Eddie's.
Yeah,
King
Eddie's.
Eddie's. Yeah.
He was playing alongside them time, and obviously that's
Oh,
when I
from
was
back then, yeah, as Galflex.
No,
What was that, in Nottingham?
Yeah.
So did you find it that because you were in Nottingham and it's a smaller territory
Yeah.
and there's less competition, that is the reason why you got given those opportunities, or was it on the strength of merit why you were playing with such big names at the time?
I think what it is, because obviously my cousin down there is well known,
Right.
and obviously he was doing his thing as well, because he had his own little sound them time there. And at that time, when you're a young person, you got records, obviously sounds is like, oh yeah, make this guy come play some songs.
Not all the time though, because when you come down to London,
Yeah.
it don't go like that, and especially and it's totally
Totally different,
It's
yeah.
our scene. I know it didn't go like
We're
that.
gonna get to that
Oh,
part.
yeah, we didn't say that might be another episode, you know? That, breaking in is something
But
else.
that's part of the thing that was coming to, as in, how, when you came through the door, how did you feel to have broken that cartel? Because you know our scene was like a cartel.
it was.
You know, there
At
was
the time-
gatekeepers and everything there. So
that scene.
our scene, because it's still part of it.
At that time, it was so hard. It was hell. If we ever got into the scene, it was always come warm up at the Fez.
Let's
And
start.
that was G Money. G Money was like, come, warm up at the Fez. So we'd warm up at the Fez.
In Lewisham. Yeah.
And then I always remember Chris Sweeney. We went down to the shop. He was always down there, he was getting bits and pieces, and he said to us, we said to him, how come you ain't put us on the RJS or whatever? And we were just bright and boasty, like, what gone? And he said, when it's your time,
It's your time.
it's your time. Don't rush it, it will come.
But you see, when you mentioned baseline there, let's rewind, because obviously
Rewind,
I'm
I
part of
was about to say
baseline. There were two streets down kind of avenues, yes?
Yes, yes.
Because you remember, all right. So let's
rewind it.
Let's break it. Yeah. Let's rewind and break it down.
Okay.
How Simon got into the radio? Because obviously at this time, me and Fly were doing the thing, and then obviously Simon brought him in now. Simon thought, okay, yeah, cool, the club scene, all right. And obviously Choose Fly was on baseline already. We
Okay,
got
let
G-Money.
me just add that part actually, because this is another addition which people may not have known, but people like you probably will remember. David E. Fly at that time was one of the best nighttime DJ awards. So we was living off a little bit of a name at the time, right? So I got the 94 best nighttime DJ award. People like G Money was saying, well, what are you going to do with it? And I was like, well, I can put it on my shelf and dust it off every day, or we do this. We build something. So that's how that come about. And I'm trying to encourage, now we're going fast forward a bit, I'm trying to encourage these guys to come on the radio, because we need this, innit? I'm by myself, it's me alone saying Galflex all day, which you probably will remember.
At that time, I wasn't really a DJ.
These guys weren't on it.
So I said, yo, chat to Simon.
Yeah, so we had to get one of them on, or at least two.
Yeah.
So that's where that came in, and that kind of bolstered.
Yeah,
I think these guys would agree. It bolstered
It did, because
Right, okay.
the game because
French, yeah.
well, yeah, because it's, there's roads what they hadn't tried, I've already tried.
that was like radio was something that I never thought of,
Yeah.
but I always listened to. So I
Yeah.
said, let me see.
And they took a lot of taking to. I'll be able to tell you that now. There was
At
a
that
lot
time,
of coaxing.
on
They
baseline,
stick one of them.
Was Baseline your first station?
Yeah.
Very first
Absolutely.
station. Took a lot of hits,
Yeah.
a lot of knocks, a lot of
Yeah.
nah man, make it.
I took a lot of embarrassment.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
They guys
yeah,
will tell you that loudspeaker. I'm like, you see how they're talking?
If I am I allowed to say
They
names?
got a lot of
Coach,
fighting.
yeah,
You can see
Say-
it. There was a
hey,
lot of
listen,
fighting.
it's open, mate.
They can tell you.
Set the
Fly,
trend.
Fly brought us in.
You tell them. Tell them the truth.
G Money was like,
Maybe.
Yardy was like, nah man. And the reason why is because at that time, Freeze Company was on the station.
That's right.
Ain't that one of the guys from
That was Danger, right?
Right,
yeah.
That was Danger.
right?
Yeah.
So that was already Yardy's boy.
Yeah.
Then you had
Get Rich.
Crew.
Yeah.
Yes, with Sponge.
Sponge,
Yeah.
Mega.
Which they were affiliated with So Solid them as well,
Right.
and Delight FM.
Brother,
they went
right.
to do-
So
yeah.
there was already two young sounds on there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mixed kids.
Mixed kids
Oh
was
yeah,
on there.
mixed kids.
Yeah.
John's.
Why more girl flex? We don't need no more girl flex.
As far as they were concerned, they were quite satisfied
They
with
were
David E.
satisfied
Fly
with
on
David E.
there.
Fly.
But I wasn't
So-
having that.
But to be fair to Baseline at the time, that was when they were just starting to really fire.
That's
you know what I
right,
mean?
yeah, that's
So
right,
to
that's
be
right.
fair to Yardi, before Yardi,
Big up Yardy. Big up G Money. Big up the Baseline
We got
family.
the family.
At that time,
We got
the
Romantic
station was
Murphy,
it was building. It was building. So there was no time for any newcomers because you had to already have had that status to be
Yeah,
on
of
the
course.
station.
Yeah.
So to jump on a station where you've got yourself, you've got Hypers on there, you've got Mellow Primetime, you've got Natural B, you've got Romantic Murphy. Like you can't just come on there and just be some guy who can't talk on a mic or can't mix for nothing.
Yeah.
So I understood what it was, but then what happened is David E. Fly kind of had his show,
Already.
and then
What time was that show, by the way?
it was
Which
the
one?
dancehall show. Was it?
Dancehall, because we had the Saturday dance. I had the Saturday 1 till 4.
Yeah, it
dancehall
was a weekday one.
The weekday one was on a Wednesday. Then the late night show, what I think what I got the most accolade for was the marathon show. Well, that's what everyone else called
Yeah, I
it. the
remember.
marathon
Yeah,
show.
you
That
did
was
the
because you didn't work a 9 to 5.
something like that. But no, you know what? In all fairness, you absolutely to a level you're kind of right because on a Friday, it's true. On a Friday, and these guys will remember because I actually upheld that. While these guys used to work on a Friday, I was still on the radio for
Right.
quite a while. So a lot of people don't understand how I kind of took myself out of it.
Yeah.
I kept that pressure up of doing the Friday night midnight till 6. Sometimes the breakfast DJ ain't there, some there till 8.
Yeah.
Just to
You
keep.
were always there, yeah?
Just
Before
to keep
TikTok, we forgot TLC as well.
yeah.
TLC was
So-
amazing.
So just to keep it
Yeah.
moving, so to speak. You know,
Yeah,
because I
but
always
as
kept it
the
moving.
new crop coming up, really and
That's
truly,
the right slot for them, yes?
I think.
Yeah, crazy.
We didn't mind, but
When I was
it was never-
when I was
If you're
on
a new boy, if you're
when I
a new
started
boy,
on
you
Vibes
You have to do a
FM,
graveyard.
Yeah,
Well, this is the thing.
I
I was on Graveyard on Vibes FM.
But could you maintain it? Because again,
Yeah.
unless you actually saw my show, you wouldn't even believe it was a graveyard because people was like really looking for.
That's the days when
ringing.
people used to ring in
They'd
the
ring
radio
in,
station.
and that's how you knew your listeners because we didn't really have the internet so much.
Okay,
back then.
so
And that show, was that a dancehall show? Was that a...
It was everything.
Everything goes.
Everything goes.
So that
And
kind of
that
like
was
molded
all
the whole Galflex.
Absolutely, because we had to.
that sound.
That's what brought
We
us
have
to.
to
That's
be
what brought us
all-rounders.
into Radio
Yeah.
Land.
Right.
And then people wanted to know who we were.
Yeah.
Because remember at that time you don't know who Galflex are.
It's like you just
I remember when you guys used to come into the shop, buy 7 inches,
Yeah.
and you guys didn't mess around.
Well, I know for a fact. I speak to myself. I spent a lot of money.
You spent a lot of money on music, yeah.
for records.
I remember.
A lot.
Good investment, though, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I call it the black gold. I really do. It's black gold right now. This wax is black gold, and some people need to recognise that.
But what else people need to know? At that time, there was politics happening. So
Yes.
what they need to know is that there were two scenes, because the scene actually got split.
It was, yeah.
So there was your mainstream scene with the likes of Latest, Hyper,
Yeah.
Studio.
Studio. I said Studio, didn't I?
No, Latest
Studio,
was
Studio,
Studio.
Desi G,
Desi G, Mellow
and Bright White.
Prime Time.
But Prime Time, look, Mellow Prime Time was kind of half
In,
step
half
in.
out.
There was more now, I think,
Yeah,
than there
yeah.
was on. In the beginning, there was more.
Yeah.
They were in.
There was more on the baseline. So
Yeah.
Okay.
there was so then because that was the time of the bannings. So there was so Baseline was a partner to Fifth Avenue in a way that when Baseline was coming through, I think I was the kind of the first of the street sounds that they properly had on there, kind of in that kind of.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
If you called it a Premier League,
I would
it would have
agree
been
with that.
it would have been in that.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
would
saying to
agree
you?
with that.
So I was used as a vehicle as well as to promote, and I used them as a vehicle to
promote
say,
yourself.
well, you lot are going on with your things over this side. And at that time, Yardi and G Money, they, the vision was definitely we can create our own stuff. You know what I mean? If they don't want to play
Baseline film
ball
parties
over there
and
and
stuff.
there's whatever going on over there,
Yeah.
then we can do what we want over here. So that was a time when you lot was coming through as well on that when we created that own kind of scene. Remember, we was doing our own dances with
Yeah.
just us lot on
That's
it.
right.
We really,
That's
it was
right.
just yeah, it was just the man them on this side or over there.
Very true.
Them lot were doing whatever dances they wanted to do
You're
over
doing the
that side.
baseline dances.
But it was predominantly branded as baseline.
I remember, yeah,
But
you lot had
but
your
then
own
why was
lineups.
baseline successful?
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
a lot of people
baseline
still
was-
haven't quite worked out that formula of
No, no.
why baseline was so successful. Now, we as one of the original pillars of baseline, because we were in there way before a lot of people. These guys, I'm sure, if you get to interview them, they will tell you that a lot of them, because G-Money, and I have enough respect to G-Money again, because he had a vision. And talking to someone like once he had met me, and someone who's from Brixton, it wasn't very hard to fill in the gaps of what he needed. So these conversations or these things, what you're talking about right now, is not by accident. They are by design, they are being orchestrated. There is a structure, there is a formula of sitting down with G-Money like, guess what? Do you need some ragga DJs? We're here, Spitter Ranks is with Reminisce, Reminisce plays with Fifth Avenue plays with that. And all of a sudden you've got the best
Of the best.
friends
Yeah,
and
yeah.
street sounds,
Yeah.
friends and street sounds in one place.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's actually mastered
No
that today.
station, eh?
I'm
Yeah,
just telling you the
they
truth.
didn't have
This
that.
is
Yeah.
why baseline was reserved as a family.
Yeah.
Because it really was
Yeah.
a family.
Of course.
And we gave the opportunities to many DJs and sounds to
Absolutely.
come through.
Absolutely.
Even I was on baseline for a little
Many
bit.
people have been very successful
Play
today.
with
Deep clarity.
We can mention,
yeah,
there's so many
yeah,
names to mention.
There's so many names to mention.
Yeah, many who's gone on to do great things.
So that two circuit thing was going on, and and you became a part of that. So that was your first entrance into half stepping on the scene. But the scene got fast forward. The scene got amalgamated back.
And at that time as well, because obviously we was doing the bass line.
You love this banner now.
Oh no, you always bring up.
He brings it up all the
All the
time.
time.
We've never talked about it.
Yeah, we've never ever
When
discussed
we get around to
that.
it, we'll talk about that.
Obviously at the time we was doing the baseline FM thing, and obviously we was getting the one-off booking near and there, like with you guys. And then obviously that's where I thought, you know what? I started getting phone calls to start doing like La Cosa Nostra, Sun City. Obviously,
Pause right there, though,
go on in.
because we had an interview with Anthony Bradley.
Oh yeah,
Right?
And
And
we
Anthony.
was gonna get to that bit though.
Yeah, okay. So what I need to know before you carry on, was Anthony Bradley after that, or was Anthony Bradley before that?
Anthony before.
Before that.
Okay, so the next question I'm going to ask you. See, we have a structure. So, were Galflex before Heartless, or was Heartless before Galflex?
Heartless was before.
This was a year,
But
at least a year
only
before
like
that.
a year and a half
In Chimes.
Yeah.
in Chimes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
Okay.
playing not the sound that
They
were playing.
started
now.
through the bashment.
Yeah,
okay.
they
That's
started
what they
off-
originally
that's
thought.
what they
Yeah,
originally
yeah,
did.
And then obviously they went into the garage.
And never look back.
and never looked back.
Well, it
Yeah.
worked for them.
It worked.
And I'll be honest, it did work for them.
But you can hear that though, because the way that they were, Bushkin, Mighty Mo, and them guys spit on the microphone, they're like dancehall MCs.
Saying that, you know, but sorry to cut you, Simon, but saying that, well, I've heard them play out, and they playing everything still, and they're still fire. You get
Oh
me?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Their heart, their heart
Is in the music.
is yes, it's in the music, but it's dancehall.
Yeah.
No matter what, it is dancehall.
They're entertainers,
But
I'll give them that.
they saw an avenue with the garage, and they saw that they can go that way
And it's
and
captured.
still bring the sound boy element to the garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's worked for
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
And nobody's ever
So
tried
you
to do
lot
it.
thought that's your open goal as soon as they went
You
to
know
the
what?
garage.
No, but
it
even
was
when
the
they
end
did the
for
garage
Galflex.
thing, obviously we thought, you know what, we're still doing our thing.
Yeah,
So
but-
we was getting bookings to do like all these big events and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Obviously when we did big up Anthony Brightly,
Yeah, for real.
did all the photo shooting, or made us look like Jodeci and
Big post.
So this is where you get the branding thing from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
the
had
billboard.
a
He had a
vision.
vision.
He had a vision, and he wanted to kind of mold us into this kind of boy band sound thing.
Right.
So we made a booklet. He got us
Chimes
to do
pamphlets.
we did a photo shoot. He helped.
Why did he do that for? Because he didn't have to do that. I mean, he could have
You know what it
so he
is?
don't even know you lot.
Because
he's seen us out there.
he's seen us around. At that time, Chimes was not closing down, but it was quietening down. Nothing wasn't really going on for Chimes.
I think he wanted something to
and
do
he
on a
wanted
Sunday.
something.
Right,
He wanted
okay.
something going on Sundays.
Yeah.
He got us to do one of our biggest ones, first biggest ones. We played with Stone Love, so we was upstairs, Stone Love was downstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that feel at the time to be given
Yeah,
a
it's a
platform?
big-
That was
Yeah,
mad.
the
I
sound
didn't want
coming
to
up.
play upstairs. Rory's downstairs. Why am I playing upstairs? Rory's downstairs. Rory's downstairs. He's about to play Wayne Wonder and Butcher Batten. Why am I upstairs? I don't want to be
It's
upstairs.
to me.
And it's funny though, the whole building was round.
But the whole
It was.
building was
And
round.
that's the only thing I was going to say that.
It
The
was-
thing about
it was just nice.
Times, again, to Anthony Boyle, he's clever. Very smart, astute.
Very, very smart.
Probably for us,
Guy, he knows what he's
as an
doing.
ex-Stone Love.
He knows what he's doing when it comes to promotion. Because, like I said, we only came to him with a limited idea, and he done that with it.
And I like that in
Yeah,
people.
I'm being really honest with you.
You know, when
Yeah, limited.
when you
Go
say,
ahead.
why did he do that? You know, the fact that he saw something
He did.
and he said he's going to take it.
And he backed it.
He backed it.
Yeah, backed it.
No, he fully.
But 200%. I'm not even going to go. I'm lying. That's
fully
not-
backed
he
it.
went.
Right.
We came. All right. This is how it went, and I'll give you a short little preview how it went without going too long into it. These guys were there, so I'm not talking behind no one's back. Andy Brightly said to us, "Yeah, you can play here on a Sunday. I'm giving you a 6 months contract, no money."
Yeah.
Now, no, you heard me. No money. Am I lying?
Wait,
Now, this is
hold
what
on,
I'm saying to you.
pause there.
Go ahead. Go
Why
ahead.
did Dixie take that?
He didn't. He didn't take it well.
You know,
You know what you
But
like.
we're professionals. What we
At the
did,
end
we
of the
came
day,
together
it's-
and we conferred.
Yeah.
This is what we did. Just ask them. This is what we did. We conferred and said, okay, here's an opportunity. 6 months, no money. What do we want? We know what he wants. What do we want?
your
So
name,
we
man.
thank you. So we came back better than that. So we came back and said to him, this is what we want.
Photo shoot.
No. That was all his idea. No, that's what I'm saying to you about Anthony. That was all his idea. We came to him with some simple things. Like, we need a guest list.
Yeah.
We need a guest list.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because we're all on radio now. We need 5 people or so. We need a tab at the bar because we're bringing people. We've got to give them a drink. And this is the best one for us. This is why, going back to you saying about Stone Love, it wasn't just Stone Love.
Roddy
We had
Gunn.
all of them, the best sounds,
Roddy Gunn.
because we put this in the deal. We want them to play with the best sounds
Yeah.
once a month,
Yeah.
end of every month, right up till Christmas,
Yeah.
right up to New Year's. Remember?
You had Roddy Gunn, you had the
We
Heartless.
had everybody who was
Stone Love.
somebody. Victor V, I
Victor
think the
V,
pamphlet
yeah,
still,
yeah,
still
yeah.
got the pamphlet.
Yeah.
It was massive. So that was a big deal for us
Experience,
because
innit?
this is what we needed. Or in my
Springboard,
opinion,
springboard.
in my,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly,
In
yeah.
my opinion, this. Do you remember when Roddy Gunn played with those dubs against it?
Yeah.
Was the
We
big
was gas.
tune? They were playing. The big tune. Buccaneer was the artist. Do you remember?
Buccaneer was big.
Buccaneer
Red
was the
Rat.
artist. Red Rat and them
Rat.
guys was the artist of the
And
of the time.
he's playing the dubs and we're just looking
We're
at
just
that.
looking. Yeah. So, yeah. You know.
So hold on. So hold on. So is that the time that you got? Because you got beaten up with the dubs, was that the time? No, because I'm going to share a personal experience. I know everybody thinks I'm taking the mic and everything else, but I'm going to share a personal experience with you guys. When you got that beaten up, was that the time that you
No,
said...
no, it wasn't a beating up. We was
It's
playing.
not a beating up, but it's like...
It wasn't
It's
a
like
clash.
Roddy Gunn, innit?
We
It's
was
like-
we was playing alongside Roddy
We
Gunn.
was
So
playing-
I
Yeah,
understand
it wasn't
that, so
a
don't
clash.
get twisted.
when he
I'm using it in the terms of it's Roddy Gunn, innit? So,
Yeah.
so most men are going to get beat. When I mean beat, I don't mean beating up like you and him were clashing at the time. I mean, was that the time that you said, I'm going to get my own things now?
I think that was.
Yeah.
I think we just let that
Did you-
naturally
I mean,
happen.
Start cutting then.
no, do you know what? We didn't start
It was
cutting
remixes.
them.
We used to do our
We
remixes.
was remixing stuff. We wasn't cutting
We're
them.
cutting dubs, just
we,
remixing.
we started cutting literally. I remember it was Troublesome. Troublesome one is one of our very first.
Right.
One of our very first
Troublesome
dubs.
there, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of our very first ones, and we did that.
And then
And Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddie
Freddy
Big
Krueger.
up Freddie Krueger.
And we done that
So
in
solid.
whose house was it? It was in Croydon. Because I remember it wasn't in a studio.
G Vibes was G Vibes.
No, we did it in
could have been White
in
House.
Croydon. We
I
did it
remember
in Croydon.
Troublesome. I remember we signed to
I remember we done
No,
that.
no, you're talking the cutting studio.
No, we voiced in a house. I remember.
where that was.
You'll have to think of it. We
Yeah.
voiced in the house, and then we started to use G Vibes.
Okay.
But
It'll come to me.
We
But
did.
was that a catalyst for you to start cutting
to
dubs,
start
or
cutting.
did you?
Yeah.
Was that did you have that moment you said, I'm not going to allow anybody else to be playing them kind of dubs, and I ain't got a little bit of things to find back?
No,
or,
we looked up to these other sounds and thought, you know what? We need to get our own thing.
Yeah.
And we started with who we could get, who we had access to.
Yeah.
So who we had access to at the time.
And at that time, it was like
Freddy Krueger, Troublesome, and then that's when Garage was huge.
Yeah.
So obviously we was playing with So Solid. We knew these people first. So
Foremost,
let's go and get some Garage dubs.
And at that time, obviously, with the dub plate situation, it's like It's when the artists come to England. Because at that time, there wasn't no email, we can send me a tune and whatnot.
You have to wait till they come
When they come over, because obviously sending money and knowing somebody, you can get links to the artists in Jamaica. That's how it was hard at that time.
Yeah.
Or if you can go for somebody to get you a dub plate and whatnot. But it's when the artists used to come to England, that's when we jump on them and say, yeah, what's this?
Don't voice them.
And we actually used to voice on top of Supertone.
Yes.
Yes, that's
The
right.
studio up there. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Mark, Supertone,
Yes,
and Chris.
yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that I've got to state here, just for the record, because I know you're going to get... Well, I like to give my props where props is due. At that time on our scene, nobody was voicing dubs like that.
Yeah.
No street sound
Yeah.
was voicing any dubs like that. As far as I remember, they may have had a one dub.
yeah.
So I know Studio had Irene. That they went and
That's
voiced. Mystery had the Omar tune that he voiced. But nobody was really voicing dubs as such.
No.
And these guys started voicing the dubs, and I think it was looked at as like, in a way, like what they're doing, kind of. That's not our thing.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
our
They
way.
were obsessed with dubs.
Yeah, they still are.
I think
that way.
You know what it is?
That way, but it didn't
You know what
start
it
that
is?
way. That was by accident.
Yeah, it wasn't.
By
It
accident.
wasn't. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it wasn't- yeah,
because
just-
obviously you've got your dancehall scene, you've got your soul
Yeah.
scene, you've got your we never fit into nowhere.
One genre, exactly.
We was just playing
We was the one to
everywhere.
bust down the doors
So-
to every circuit.
We
was
had
one of
we
the first
had
ones
these
playing all
things,
the
but
circuits.
there's no point paying for these dubs and not playing them.
Yeah. But do you think a lot of the influence came from the fact that you played with Stone Love and Rodigan and people like that and thought, right, okay, do you know what?
You know what it is?
This is what we need to make it.
Before I even played with Stone Love, I had tapes. I was always listening to tapes.
Yeah,
so
as we,
it's
Bodyguard,
always it's
4x4.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That influenced me from a long time. But to have the artillery, it was a different thing. So when we had the artillery and we was just playing them, like we played one or two, and you get a reaction like, what are you not doing?
Why they playing dubs?
But
they
you're
playing dubs?
talking about that, like, even so, you were the mixing don. I remember when Simple used to come in.
I know you're talking
mixing.
comedy, you know.
That's why it's so simple.
You were a mixing don.
And he
I
made it look
remember
simple.
when you used to DJ, and you know, did somebody teach you how to scratch and cut? You did it all yourself.
No. That was all. That was all like.
This is where you give your props.
Whole training, was it?
You tell them simple. You put your innings in there.
Nah,
You see me do it.
all
man.
it
You
was,
tell
it
them
was
that's
just
it.
being at my nan's house and have one uncle upstairs playing R&B, one uncle downstairs playing dancehall, and I'm sitting on the step thinking, what the f is going on? But I'm taking it all in.
Yeah.
And then there was 2 turntables, and I thought, I'm gonna try it. And I just mixed 2 records, and within a day, I was like,
So
alright.
you're naturally.
I was like, you know what? But that's because I got to listen. I've got a good ear.
yes, right.
I've got a good ear. I've been listening to radio. Like, I was listening to Elite Radio. I was listening to all these DJs. I was listening to Power Jam. I was listening to Keith Lawrence and DJ Crime. So and when you're listening to them
Power
two,
Jam. They were very.
that was
they were at their peak. They were really
this is what I'm
good.
saying. They were good. So
Yeah, they were,
if
yeah.
I'm listening to Keith Lawrence and Keith Lawrence is doing all, I'm like, hold on.
But back to the dub plates for a second. Who's more obsessed about dub plates, you or?
Dixie.
I think we can happily say Dixie.
Yeah.
Easily,
Definitely.
You know, let's
easily.
just put it out there. Dixie, Gal Flakes have not only got garage tunes, they've not only got slow jam dubs,
Everything.
they've got war dubs.
War dub.
And when I'm talking war dubs, I'm saying war dubs, where if you did put them in a war clash, they might get out of that after the 2nd and 3rd round, but you wouldn't really argue why they was in there. They've got Bounty Killer. Name some of the proper war artists that you've got. Don't even look through your fingers.
You don't really have to look, for real. You don't even have to look. You just,
You've got
anyone who's somebody,
You've got the
innit?
Copperer.
Anyone
You've
who's
got
somebody.
Bounty. You've got Beanie.
Anyone who's somebody.
You've got.
Have people been scared to clash you because of that? Like,
You know what? We're going to go into this clash.
underestimate
Let's
it.
move that.
I think it's the other way around,
Let's
isn't it?
grow a little bit. So you've got all them dubs, yeah? And you're playing on the circuit. And I must admit that when they did come, even I was a bit surprised about.
Shocked or surprised?
Nah, he wasn't shook. He wasn't shit.
Answer the question.
He was concerned.
Don't say.
He was concerned because Fly had already talked to me about Gal Flex. I already had that conversation about baseline with Fly,
That's
so I
right.
knew
Yeah, he does know
what
what's coming.
he wanted to do with that and where he was going with that. So it didn't. I mean, it just surprised me that the fact that they did it. You know what I'm saying to you? Because you know,
I get
it's
that.
one thing that someone can talk,
I get
It
it.
delivers, yeah.
Back the talk.
and then they delivered. And when Simon came, Simon was, apart from Stevie Primetime, I don't think there was anybody else doing mixing and doing anything that I was doing on my circuit. The rest of them didn't play that way.
No, they didn't. They couldn't mix.
Yeah.
Just be honest. They couldn't mix.
Yeah,
They couldn't mix.
the
A
majority-
lot of people just cut.
Cut and shut in
couldn't
it.
mix.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
So
when
slap it in.
So when the Flex come on, it was like, hold on a minute. This guy wants to play rare groove. They wants to play slow jams, and it was mostly slow jams at the time because
Yes.
really it was
It was that
the
era.
90s and it was slow jam city
Yeah,
at that time.
yeah.
And they're mixing, and they're dubs, and the boy them pretty. You get it? Wow, run to that one. You know what I mean? So it was that kind of thing at the time, and this is talk about levels. So we talked about the dub plate levels that Nova Sound did. So that's one game-changing thing that most other man them got to know, you know about. And then there's a game changer in terms of your own crowd that you was bringing through,
Yeah,
which had a bag of girls.
yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Bag of women, should I say?
These
full of them. Say girls. That's
are the
specific.
boys that we can
Disrespectful.
collectively say, and we've done this, and I know no one can't tell us nothing. We did not mess about when it came to promoting. We did this by ourselves. We went out, we would chat up that crew. One man.
That's why a lot of promoters
And
started booking us.
this is
thinking
what it was.
okay,
That we
get
know
some
a
of these
lot
guys
of
to
them.
be their people.
Right. So that's where that was like part of your pre.
But it is.
I think
Strategy.
that was.
We needed
I
to
think
do
that
If we
was
didn't do
that
it-
was our entrance into
Yeah.
The different
the
circuits.
circuit.
We would have got
That
accepted.
was our
I don't
entrance
think we would have
into the
been
circuit
accepted.
because there was many a times where there would be a dance and it was a big dance.
Yeah.
And there's like, well, Galflex, I wonder if they can sell. Let's give them a chance. Here's 20 tickets.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do with that.
And we never
20
felt.
tickets was gone.
Never
One
felt.
time.
We need more tickets.
Yeah. Never
And
felt.
that's what a promoter likes to hear.
More tickets?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, man, we're going to book them on there
Do you
again.
think it should have been done on that though? I mean, I've
No,
always got
no,
a thing
no.
about tickets. You get me? I think.
I've always said
It's a
that
gamble.
it's a horrible feeling
gamble.
that you're being used
Yeah.
just to
But
sell
that's
tickets.
when the game changed. When you
Because
started giving tickets.
you're selling 300, 400, £500 worth of tickets, and a man's going to come and say,
Well, I don't know how much Sweet Vibes got from Mystery selling the tickets.
No, you know what? I've
Did they have
always
a
been
similar
against
thing?
it, and I'll tell you the reasons why. Because I'm not a ticket outlet.
Yeah.
You understand?
that's right.
Ticket outlet, because it's not like the promoter says to you, sell your 20 tickets and
That's
here's a
your money.
bonus. It's sell your
This is-
20 tickets and there's your wages.
This
What
is-
man?
right.
Listen, you book me from a I come from booking from your talent.
Yeah, I understand that.
So that's why I've always had a
Yeah.
issue.
No,
Even
yeah.
though sometimes you have to use and you used it to your advantage, but I'm saying, should it really have been about that, or should it have been more about you guys can play music?
Remember,
garage.
some of these promoters didn't know that we could actually
Yeah, they were new,
play
they were new.
music. They just knew
Oh,
that
right,
we were
okay.
new.
They-
They knew
you're
that we
right.
were the
So
new.
they'd never heard you.
They never really heard us
They
play.
just had a name.
Wow.
They just heard the
And they
name.
just
They know the affiliation.
Baseline,
Base-
Flex,
yeah.
baseline.
Baseline is the affiliation is so strong.
Yeah.
So when they say right, Galflex, baseline.
And at the time, they're thinking like
They're
baseline's a
thinking-
legal station.
You can talk about it. You can talk about it on the radio. So that's promotion there. They're young, so they're willing to go all the way to North London to sell 2 tickets. Like, it's not a problem. Yeah, let's have them.
Right.
And then when we play, it's like, oh,
really
they can actually play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can do 10 till 12, but they can actually play. And then it just kind of just gradually just built from there.
So from Chimes, what was your next port of call?
Big club.
After Chimes, well, here we actually you should be
Residency.
Pure Gardens, Pure Gardens.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you had.
That was in Campbell on New Road, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say you might have to split it because like residence-wise, it was slightly different. Granny's was a residence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chimes was a residence.
That was like the Saturday, the Sunday.
Yeah.
Because obviously after that, the way we got into the Saturday nights of Ezekiel's is like, it was obviously at Granaries. Like we said, no, we want to get down there, play down there. So then after we got a guest show, because 1 week, Ill Kids
Yeah.
couldn't
make it.
couldn't play. So
And that's Forbesy.
Forbes
And Simon Says, yeah.
We did that. And obviously we got in there. And we thought, okay, we took their spot. And obviously, that was our residence then.
Yeah.
Obviously took over.
Because you reminded me that I didn't remember, I was actually in Ezekiel's before
Yeah.
Galflex came.
He was downstairs
Yeah.
hosting for jigs.
Yeah.
We're upstairs,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, top floor.
just doing whatever we need to do with Mystery Crew.
And that was a big night, wasn't it?
It was very
It was.
Saturday night at Ezekiel's was a
Yeah,
spot. If he wasn't there,
very big
I
night.
mean,
Crazy
that's why we was happy to get our foot in there.
I think that was definitely one of the.
Wasn't
one of our
Reggie
major
Yates one of the
platforms.
residents with his brother? Under some sound. Reggie Yates. Do you remember
Yeah,
Reggie Yates?
yeah, the Mystery
was-
Crew.
Yeah.
Mystery Crew was there.
Mystery
And then
Crew
we
was there.
also
She was
had Reggie Yates at one point.
Scotty, LG
Yeah,
Brown,
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Reggie
Because
Yates.
LG
Yeah,
was
man.
Jigs.
Him and Dev.
Yeah. It was LG who
Yates
encouraged
and
us to
Dev.
go
I
to
forgot the name of
Ezekiel's.
their sound that they used to play in. I remember their dad always saying, "Yeah, my boys are playing. This is my boys." And I'm thinking, if you look at this guy, thinking, I remember him from
About
Grange
500
Hill.
people in there a week.
Easily.
Free floors.
Yeah, free
Yeah.
floors.
All
Free
floors.
floors.
In
Yeah.
fact, you start from
Queues
the
going
middle,
around the block.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah,
easily.
down downstairs,
Downstairs
and then
upstairs
after,
would be
after
like
we was
always
finished playing, we'll go upstairs and open the next room.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
madness.
easily a
Absolute
1,000
madness.
people.
So that introduced you to another set of audience, another set of
Yeah,
new
that
people.
that was another set of people. Then obviously Baseline again, they started a Thursday night in cameos.
That's right.
So
So the
we-
architecture is always trying to be south, over the river, south, over the river, south, simultaneously.
And that was the days of West End.
That was on
To
West
get in
End
the
as
West
well.
End, you was like,
So that's
Yeah,
where the
big
trickery
shakes.
starts coming in, going back to what you said about the dub plates. Not just to recap, we know that dancehall at the time was not that much accepted up in West End. So this is another reason why we're like, this is a big tune. So we can tell them the formula now, I suppose. The formula back then, no, I'm saying, because this is what 20 years history, really, of the formula of getting DJs from abroad, like especially the top, it could be Elephant Man or something. But we're not going to voice Elephant Man on a dancehall beat.
we used to put it on a hip hop beat.
We're gonna
Right,
put it on a
okay.
hip-hop beat.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is what got accepted in the West End, because you know the tune, but you just didn't expect the artist on it. And that's what we did. It's like a bit of a trickery, because we want, people still like dancehall, etc. So we had to kind of mix and blend it, and we got away with it. To cut a long story short, we kind of got away with it, and until we lost our we lost our tune. Remember that?
Even run out of time as well.
Yeah, we lost our.
Yeah, but then, that's right, because you had your moment at Ezekiel's when you lost your tune, didn't you? You had-
Even before that, we're talking about the city.
That was in the city. We
Was
lost
it
our,
Mayfair? Mayfair, we lost.
No,
we lost it in the West End.
3 boxes or 4 boxes.
We went to
so you know where it was?
we went to Gas Club.
It
and we
was
parked up.
no.
Not cheap.
It
It was
was
a Wednesday.
It was Stratford Rex.
No, that was another time.
That's another time.
Right.
I'm telling you the time that we
So
got
lose
from
it
Mayfair.
once.
No,
Let him do his job.
No, we
Just
lost-
have
no.
responsibility.
The one in Stratford Rex was the CD case.
Right, that's CDs.
No, I'm sure it was
The vinyl was
The vinyl was in West
in
End.
the West End.
I'm telling
we
you
went
that.
to Gas Club, parked
Yeah.
around the corner
That's
in my
it.
Nuvo.
There you go. We come back.
Clean right there. Yeah, remember the white Nuvo?
Came back to the back vehicle and it was
Vauxhall,
empty.
yeah,
The boot was empty.
Oh my God.
That was in West End. That was the first time
The
we lost
boot
our
was
records.
empty.
Shocking.
But the Stratford one was, it took a bottle of champagne
Jeez.
and the CD case and the CDs and the champagne. You know what I mean?
So
we're
you'd
all
rather
going through
that they left the champagne?
No. Take the champagne and left the CD, man.
Oh God. Mate, it's awful.
But yeah,
Yeah, but it was
and the thing is
devastating.
though,
Devastating.
thanks to man like Reggie and the street teams and whatnot,
Yeah.
we played out for the weekend.
Yeah, that same
Yeah,
year.
The same weekend.
Yeah.
They just reloaded you back with some
Yeah.
Just to say that, do you remember that you called me? Do you remember giving me that call as well?
What? I didn't have a mobile at that time.
Well, actually, I mean, I doubt if I was the only one, but when you lose your tunes, you got to try and get it
Yeah,
back. And
yeah,
go
yeah,
phone
yeah,
around
yeah.
and see
No, 'cause I
who can
remember-
give you doubles and whatever not. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
to one and only
Roberto.
Roberta Allen.
Yeah, man.
Salute.
Yeah, man. Salute.
Hard Zone hooked us up. Semtex hooked us up when he was
Yeah.
at Sony.
Yeah.
Basil. Yeah, Basil
Martin.
hooked us up. Went
Mine,
to
BMG.
BMG, yeah. We went to everybody saying, look, this is the situation. We came back with more records than we had in the first place.
Wow.
Like
Doubles.
doubles.
That's
Well,
when
we
we
all know
doubled up. After that, that's when
we
we
started doing
doubled up.
Then we
doubles.
just
And what do you mean
doubled up.
doubled up? What do you mean
Like,
by
we
doubled?
We buy 2 of the
Two
of what we know.
each,
we
two
need.
each.
That's two of each.
Stick to it.
So we have
So you
two
can split this up.
Well, eventually that's what happened.
Eventually, that's what
exactly
happened.
what
But
did happen.
that wasn't. We just said
That wasn't
we
in
need to
intention.
have 2 sets.
And at that time, we,
everything.
DJs was playing double up, playing two, same
Yeah,
same time. That's why I thought, you know what?
Yeah. Everybody used to have the doubles, innit? back in the day.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I remember getting my record. Steve had to text me. I was drunk. And I went into the blue room, come back. My bag gone, man. With my mobile phone in it as well.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned text me. I'll bring this up. I don't care. Text me. You had a clash with
mate.
Galflex, didn't you?
You knew.
Why not text me?
Do you know
He
what?
wasn't texting
It wasn't
You
at
weren't
text me.
No,
It was a
no,
Hippodrome.
Equinox.
Equinox.
Oh,
It's you in play.
No, yeah, me in play.
So what happened there?
That was a setup.
Who won that one?
That was a setup.
What happened?
How was it set
That
up?
was a setup.
It was the fans in it. They had the fans in it.
What are you talking about?
They weren't even
Hold on a second.
Hold
Hold on. This is
They weren't
the big bad Galflex.
They can't tell us
Me, Reggie Styles, who just works in a little
Them
industry
man
office.
there tried to use a visual of R. Kelly's in the closet.
No, we did use a visual.
Right.
It was
and tried to
still.
put our faces on That's what they done. Now,
No, but it was audio.
it was visuals. It was on a
No, but it
big
was
screen.
still audio playing.
It don't matter. You put our faces on R. Kelly. In this time, that's about R. Kelly.
That's mix up.
In this your time, nah.
What's the dance then?
Listen, I was hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I left there and I was like,
They set up.
damn wrong.
But this is the bit.
I'm sorry.
There's more, and I just want Dixie to clarify this.
Go on then.
I heard that the
now?
video of the night, you brought it out and it's in your whatever that you did with it.
You bought the video.
The video of the night, it was videoed.
It's not.
Oh, the recording of
Oh,
the
the
night.
recording
Yeah,
of the
'cause I've
night.
never seen a video. I've
and
never
I
seen a
heard that
film
you
of
brought it
it.
out and it's never been seen
and
before again.
Destroyed it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Who filmed that?
Where's the evidence?
I've never seen a
I've
film
never
of it.
seen it. I've never seen
I
it.
have got the audio recording of the night.
You still got it?
So you got the, no, not the film, but I've got audio.
Have you uploaded it?
Just the,
on-
nah, I would never do
that
that.
Dixie's long pocket, boo. I said, yo.
I know the sweet by his own
I don't know.
That was a funny night. That was a funny.
I don't know
that was
anything about any
hilarious.
video. Wow.
You know what?
talking
You know
about
what? Saying that though, I remember that Stoosh played with voice for you guys.
Yeah.
That did
But-
hurt you lot. It did hurt you lot.
Yeah, but the thing is,
That's why they brought out the R. Kelly video.
yeah, because
voice the dub plate
what happened
to
is
play.
it was supposed to be no dub plates.
Imagine there's
Initially,
a
it was
clash.
supposed to be no
and
dub
It's a clash,
plates.
anything.
every,
we were doing all
every
right.
single round, the man are getting beat up. And in the last round, the man drew R. Kelly on
They
it.
draw the white cards.
No,
They
I
draw
think
the
we were
one.
ahead. We were ahead at one point, if I remember rightly.
No.
No, we
You
were.
lot had
So you
Shay,
ran forward.
had Shay dancing and all kind of random foolishness going on, like some proper stage show, and it's just us there in our war suit. So we went there in a war suit,
I think that was a good dance.
So there's 5 rounds. You won 4.
and then he comes with R. Kelly.
No, how did mathematics work out on that one?
Are
Come
we
on.
really allowed to talk about R. Kelly on the show?
All right, yeah. Anyway. At least I can say that.
Reggie, you must-
At least I can say that
you must have
a clash
beat
against
them
the big
up.
bad Galflex.
Yeah, sometimes you have to take it elegant.
Yeah, you have to take it out.
It's part and parcel of the game.
That's the first and last.
But it was a funny night, though. I have
Yeah,
to
but
say.
that wasn't the only
In
clash
all
that you've
said,
been in.
when you look back.
And I know that people like to think, for some reason, I get a lot of like Fifth Avenue, South versus West. It was just Fifth Avenue, but it never was just Fifth Avenue. There was other sounds that were part of that as well. Galflex, Hyper, was in. He was part of one of them or two of them.
Rigid part 2 though.
You're part of the two of them. The one in West London first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What are we talking about? Battle of the Titans, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Gone to the proper things now.
What did you think about? You're always a man that I remember that when we used to talk, we used to have these, we used to phone up each other and say, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Because don't think
A strategy.
that it was
talk,
just, it's just them over there and we're going to leave them to them and we're just going to be separate here. No. Well, I know I talked to
A lot
Galflex.
of behind the scenes.
I know I talked to Galflex. Maybe Galflex talked to Hyper, but I definitely talked to Galflex anyway, right? And we used to say, all right, so what's the strategy? What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? And what dubs are we going to cut and whatever else? I must admit, I've sent my money to Dixie more than a few times to cut dubs for me as well. So I'll make sure that I put that out there. 'Cause I don't want, you have to give respect.
People
to
props,
the
innit?
man eyes where respect
Yeah,
comes.
yeah.
It's true. So we bought like dubs and everything else, and like we had that. What? On the night though, it was more freestyle, but you always wanted to. This is what I'm saying. He always wanted to spend his money on custom dubs, you know.
Yeah.
He always wanted to call man's name.
If you have to do, if you're gonna do it, you do it right.
That's true.
But that's why this clash thing. When people come to me and say, "Oh, why did you clash this, that, and that?" Clashing is not cheap. Voicing a dub plate and the artists they want their money. At the end of the day,
right.
you can't be going to a clash and charging them £500 and look, you spent the £500 already buying two dubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Two dubs, that's it. So at the end of the day, clashing is long.
I won't call the artist's name. I remember some artists who, when me and Dixie, going back to what you're saying, and Simple probably will remember this, is when we were talking to certain artists and we tell them that we want a medley and they're charging you per medley.
Per medley.
Per medley.
I must say though, saying melody.
Did you hear what I said? Per medley. This is a 3-minute tune and we want 6 medleys. So we got to pay for per medley? Hey, listen.
But you
it's
did
that
it.
serious. Of course we did.
I think one of the great artists,
Of course we did.
one of the great artists of melodies is Capleton.
Definitely. King
Okay.
Shango. Without a doubt.
Capleton.
Yeah.
Capleton.
Put heart and soul. He's a fireman,
Capleton,
you know?
Beanie Man.
Yeah. Heart and soul.
Because as you know, when you get a dub plate and you're spending whatever sum you're spending, the original 45 is like
£2.80.
right, but then the length of the song is a good length.
Exactly.
On the dub plate, it's like a 2 minute.
No.
And
depends what artist is.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
does.
But I'm saying with Caperton,
He
he gave you an intro,
Intro,
he
proper
gave you
intro.
a proper medley
In the middle and a proper
and an outro,
Yeah.
and you got your
And when you
money.
get to the outro, that's when the tune's firing. You went, all out.
Actually, again, it's true because I think the first time we did that,
Yeah.
we spent the first time we voiced Capleton, we spent a lot of money because we only went there
What
with a
type
small
of money?
budget.
What type of money is
It
it?
was a lot of
You know
money.
what?
You know
We
what?
had to. Me and Dixie went pawn shop.
No, that time we had to save up the gyros. To save up
There
the
you go.
gyros.
You can have a laugh about that.
was a
No,
joke.
seriously,
It was a joke.
no, seriously. All right, here's the thing. If we've got a budget, I say on a real joke, no, seriously, things that. If you've got a budget of 600 quid for one artist and he smashes it, and as the guy's rightfully said, he gets near the end of the tune, and that's we're like, oh, we need another one. And that's what
That's why
happened
you
with
have to
Capleton.
work on it and say, you know
So-
what, I'm not voicing one. Because
No,
that's
we
what
can't, we couldn't.
no artist wants to come to a studio and
Yeah.
voice one tune.
And then
They make
these
sure
guys
they
were
get money.
charging $3 a tune.
But when you get familiar with the artist, that's how they start looking
Then they
after
start
you.
looking after you,
Yeah,
you know.
And start
Just
giving you cheap
sending
like,
you the
yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
in
you just had to.
But this is
you
why I
had to
rate the
build a
boys. You know
rapport.
why?
You had to build
Because you
a
see,
rapport.
whatever we spent, we got the money back.
But you've always been, but
Always.
even with the dub plates, you've always put money into UK artists' pockets because
Absolutely.
you've got
Yeah.
a long list
Absolutely.
of UK artists that you've cut.
Real Mill, So Solid,
All of them.
Daneo.
And we can't forget about the UK artists, because remember, even when we was on the stage,
Stush, Stylo G.
we were still trying to, on baseline,
Zeeks.
I was still trying to push,
Zeeks.
Yeah.
yeah, we're still trying to push UK talent. We always made
To the
time for
state.
them. I don't think anyone's changed.
Yeah, because I mean, that's one thing that I do love about Gal Flex is that new artists, you always on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah.
Remember when people like we've been Sean Paul, you know, we're first playing Sean Paul over there on baseline.
Say that again. 'Cause
First person to play Sean Paul on baseline. I feel no way to say it. I say it loud and proud. Yeah, the jingle I've got was down the phone.
Well,
Do you know another
Sean
thing that I've
Paul
always
down the
admired
phone.
about you, David? Like because you like you're an elder statesman of
Yes.
Gal Flex, and there was a point where you said, you know what, I'm just going to let them roll.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you let them roll, but you still championed
Absolutely.
Gal Flex.
Mm.
No
Absolutely.
bad blood, no bad
Never.
voice. You just
Never that. Never that.
How
I think-
hard was it though to
Yeah,
kind
to
of
let
step
go,
back
yeah.
from your baby as in such? You know what I mean? And
You
just
know
let
what?
the guys and just do their thing.
It's funny you say that because I was talking about this on the way down. And like sometimes I feel like I miss it,
Yeah.
but at the same time I actually feel proud that what I've done is grown.
Yeah.
So you don't really miss it. If you know what I'm trying to say, you feel like you've done the right thing. I think I fought the corner for these guys the right way, the right fight, got them into the right things, the right company, the right radios, the right bookings. It's like architecture, isn't it? You've got a structure of something, you built it, then you just let it happen.
Did Dixie ever phone you when he's making his like decisions and he say, "Yo, Flight, I'm doing this," and you'd say, "This is when you're out of it. You step
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
and like you may act as a sounding board for him or even Simon, and like they say, I'm doing that, and you say, I wouldn't really do that way there, but.
I think not so much since I've kind of taken a step back, but back in the days when we was together, absolutely. We would have regular meetings, either at your yard, my yard, Simple yard, or we would just meet up somewhere, we'll sit down and we will trash it out. We'll always come together, even regardless if you think, oh, what do you think of that? Should we try this? Look at the time we were talking about equipment. That was a classic example.
Because you also, again, you're also a sound which has a sound.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm going back to equipment.
Be a sound bar without your sound.
We learned that. We learned that.
Picking up boxes, like the big machine.
And the big
Sylvia, we used to call it. The amp case, all day.
But we learned that in the day. You couldn't, as you rightfully said, there's no point just being a DJ if you're coming from the sound, man. You had to have a sound.
And that's why we started liking the clubs, because obviously, you see when, like, especially Demas as well, after everybody's at the end of the night, everybody's
You don't want to
tired,
lift up that.
they don't want to carry out the sound.
Where's
Where's
the sound?
The biggest Demas was, his relationship with the sound was, he was what role or what part?
Demas's relationship.
Yeah, people always ask this question.
People always ask this question. I think I'm the
Need
only
to
person
confirm
that
it now.
actually. I taught Demas the 7-inch box.
Yeah.
He was my selector. He was. I need the bookshelf rhythm. He get that.
Yeah.
So enable for me to mix as quick as I could.
I'm glad he didn't say right hand, man.
Demas was my selector. I said, Demas, I need the bookshelf. Boom. Demas, I need the showtime. Boom. And that was
got familiar.
that was Demas.
Yeah.
He got
Demas,
familiar.
come to my house, sit
Sort out
down,
the box.
sort out the
And
box.
I'll be honest with you,
learn the
one more
box.
props to
And
Demas as
he
well.
learned the box.
He did know, I'll tell you what he did know as well, the garage stuff.
Yeah, and
I think more than us.
he's
and the jungle.
a
the
garage
jungle.
person.
He-
If
he
you ask
knew-
Demas
a lot of people don't know
his
this, but he
natural,
knew
what
much
he
more than
knows,
us.
Demas knows garage. Demas
more than
was a
us.
Coliseum.
Yeah,
He
he
was
can tell you about
Twice
tunes
as
and
much.
all
He was going to whatever jungle rave. He's got
Jungle
tape
Mania.
packs.
Yeah.
He's got all that.
I
So
went to the
he,
same college as Demas.
he knows
Yeah,
all
he
that
knows all
stuff.
the
So
Yeah, so
he knows his lane, innit?
Yeah.
He knows he's not a DJ.
Yeah.
He knows he's not a mic man. But music,
got good
dancehall,
there.
I just said, you know what, you need to learn this.
But he still played a key integral part of the sound, and it's interesting that the way you guys played was very similar to how the original sound systems.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
But
what
that's
you're
where
saying, where you
that's
had
where
a
I'm coming
selector,
from
That's his
because
way of it.
Operator,
my uncles had a sound. They were called Crystal Clear. They were based in Stockholm, and they used to play with Sweet Sensation. It's Barry Goldfinger. He was based in Stockholm. So that's them, and that's what I learned. So I learned from them going out with them, and then seeing After Dark in their young. But they didn't know who I was. I'm just a young boy in the dance, innit?
Yeah.
So Raver's Delight and all these other sounds that were around at the time. That's where I come from. So I've seen it. I've watched how it is. So
You're coming
I
from
can
the sound.
only adapt it to my thing.
Yeah.
So if I'm the one that can mix, and Demas is not really about that, then I'm going to show you something, because there's no point you being a part of the team if you're not active.
Actively
And
involved.
everybody's always said, well, what does Demas do? You don't see him do nothing because we're not doing nothing. But when
Oh yeah,
we're
no,
playing,
I see him doing
oh
stuff.
no, yeah, well, yeah. when we're playing, when we were playing on vinyl,
Yeah.
Demas was always there. He was
Right.
always there.
Yeah, he
but
was, yeah.
then when it changed to CDs, Demas didn't need to do that. And then when it changed to the laptop, man, then
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Oh, redundant again, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
the
It's just-
selector
you know what I
kind of
mean?
like lost.
But you know, Demas is always going to be
Galflex.
Galflex, no matter what. He's always going to be that guy.
What about, hold on, but what about Glamzino? Because he's still, there's still affection there.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think there'd be any bit of blood between these guys.
Glamzino is
You know, it's like he's grown with us.
yeah,
And he's like
he's just a
one of the
honourable
good MC,
member,
man.
but
Yeah.
you know, something
Glamour.
like Matterhorn,
I really like.
you have to kind of break away and do
Yeah.
your own thing. But if you and Babyface talk and you say, come, let's just do this one more time, you're going to do
Yeah,
it.
he's gonna
do that, yeah.
And Glamzino, it's a
He's
phone
there.
call away, like,
He's there.
Glam, I need you to do, cool, let's do this. Just make sure
Yeah,
you
because he's got
my
his
money.
own sound now, hasn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, tag team.
Tag team.
Tag team.
Glamzino will
We got
always
gloves, you know.
Yeah. The lights out.
Lights out.
I don't know. And we're moving. Anyway, someone will come and put it on in a minute. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so Glamzino's always, you know, a part of the team. He's always going to do, even though he's got his own thing.
Excuse me. Just tag the lights right there and it'll come on. That's all. Yeah. Well done. Thank you. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's always going to be a part of the team, even though he's got his own thing going on. If there's ever an anniversary that we're doing, we're going to call Glamzino, because you're part of the journey. You're part of the journey.
You've only got one job to do.
He's going to be always be a part of the journey. So yeah, Glenn's, you know.
And I think it's important for people to recognise, and if I could just add, that as you see us as now, I don't know where it's going to go from here because, like I said, some of us know our part. Yeah, we knew what we was doing. Yeah, integral in the business, but it's important that things evolve. Yeah, and I just like to say that to everyone who's listening as well. That it's important that when you're doing your thing, you need to be able to think of where my passing batting to. You know what I mean? And what kind of direction is this going to blossom into?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, I was quite confident, I suppose, about who I'm working with. If that makes more than any sense at all. It's who I'm working with.
That's very important about passing on the baton.
Yes. Because
what a lot of people do also need to know that you're also the big brothers, uncles,
Yes.
or forefather DJs for a lot of the younger school ones that have come through.
I'd say that.
So, your new invasions?
Did you say
Yes.
invasion?
What did you
No?
say again?
Forefathers for the DJs that have come through
Oh,
after you, because
other
all them
DJs.
DJs. So I'm going to look at the next set of DJs that
New
have
Winner
come. So,
Roadshow,
New Winner Roadshow, yeah.
Invasion, because they came in after us.
Yeah.
Big
Milk
Biz-
Tray,
Big Business.
C6.
Milk Tray.
Milk
has
Tray was
been
the
around.
original. Yeah, he's been around
He's
for
been
a while.
around for a while.
Yeah,
But
But
I
you
remember
know-
assorted flavours.
Yeah, he's been around for a while, but
with
you know,
Ibby and all
like I said, what Chris Sweeney said, when it's your time.
that. Yeah,
It's
he
your
just
time.
didn't have his time.
That's right.
Yeah.
His time is now. This is
Sometimes
his
it
time.
takes time.
It takes a while.
Yeah, but this is in this circuit.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
but you're still before then.
You know,
man.
funny,
Oh, yeah,
funny,
yeah,
funny
yeah.
you say
Yeah.
Invasion, because I remember when they used to play in Silks and Spice. Invasion originally came from, they used to hire out their equipment.
They used to be
That's where they came from.
They used to supply the sets
They used to
for
supply sets.
Silks and Spice.
That's
So Invasion
That's
has
where
been
I
around.
first met them guys.
They've
right?
been around for a while, but
Okay.
they just never. You just never heard them out of Northwest. But now
Yeah, they're gone clear.
they've gone clear. So yeah, the new sounds that are coming out, the big businesses. The
And they're not
Love
really new,
Connection.
but that's that.
But that,
you know,
just
say
that.
You know,
Yeah,
people say new.
yeah. When I say new,
but,
I mean the ones
Talking
that.
about clubs, like, sorry to cut you,
But he did.
you pioneers in the game.
No, but he did. He was finishing up his point. Hold on 1 second.
No, it's just the new age of DJs that are coming out that
What do you probably do?
everybody is getting familiar with now, that are now crossing over into the circuit as well. So you're now seeing big business playing alongside Studio Express, where you wouldn't have seen that before.
Yeah.
You're seeing Love Connection stepping in and stepping out. You're seeing New Winner Roadshow stepping in, stepping out. You're seeing all these things happen, and that's
That's why they put us pioneers, because we started.
we
All of that.
we held
All of
that door. We kicked open that
Opened it,
door.
exactly.
We like you
Yeah,
know.
you kind of like answered my question.
Rampage kind of, you know,
Absolutely.
had this door like this, and we kind of said, you know, if a
Slide
slide,
through.
like a slide through
So-
piece, and
Why do you think that you didn't make it like Rampage went on to do radio, various other sound systems went on to do Capital Extra, Choice, Ill Kids were on Choice FM,
I did.
Heartless,
I
One
went
Extra.
for a pilot show on One Extra. Me and Mr. Play went on a pilot show on One Extra.
You and Mr. Blair?
Yeah.
What was he, a new inclusion in your sound?
No, what it was.
Yeah,
we did a radio show on Baseline.
That's right.
We did a radio show on Baseline. We did a couple of shows, and it was like a drive time, and it was quite good. At that time, G Money had just been signed to One Extra, so his influence in there was big. So they wanted to know, like, who's the next, who else can we have? And he said, right, look, these guys here, like, try these guys here. So I got the phone call, yeah, you're gonna do a pilot show. I said, all right, cool. What time? 7 o'clock, Saturday morning. Pardon? 7
After
o'clock
the
Saturday-
rave.
After, yeah, so you're gonna have to leave the Brink, jump in the taxi that we're sending for you, and you're gonna come straight down to One Extra.
I remember that.
So I went straight down to One Extra. I'm already
Drunk?
I'm already Alizé.
Champagne and Alizé days.
I'm already Alizé
no.
and I've gone in there and I'm like, right, let's just try this, let's try this. And it didn't work out.
Ouch.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it, but it just didn't work out.
When you say you did it,
We did the pilot. We did the whole pilot. We
was you
did
happy with the pilot?
no. Because I knew I could do better. I
Did you
knew I
not
could
take
do
your
better.
game seriously at that moment?
No, it wasn't that.
And do you know what's interesting about sort of Simon Says? Because remember, you guys always say that the street guys were never given opportunities.
Well, this is the point I'm
So
getting
this
to.
is a
You got an
case-
opportunity,
yeah.
but you
No.
didn't take it, no? You went in there drunk.
No. The opportunity.
You've got to own that one.
I'm gonna own it, but I'm playing out on a Friday night. I was not gonna stop playing out on a Friday
When
night.
did you get the call for that?
I got the call the Thursday.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so I would look at you and okay, let me play the. Okay, no, you play Debra because you play.
No, because I know where he's gonna go.
no, this is the time when you need managers.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager could have called up Radio 1 and One Extra and said, look, my guys are playing out. They haven't finished their gig until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get the job done. Like, you know, if you get the call for Radio 1 or One Extra, you're going to go down there and try and do your best. You know, just like, it's like a dream, but you can't go there drunk and expect to get the job.
Yeah, but loads of DJs were doing that. Remember when Get Rich Crew were on Radio 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't
Sunday
drunk.
morning.
Though. They didn't go there drunk.
You would say
All right, mate.
Simon didn't go there drunk.
I wasn't drunk.
How does it up? He said it himself.
I'm not gonna lie. I had
Alizé was flowing.
I had drink in the system.
Right,
The
okay.
reason why he had it, he was young,
Yeah.
and you know, I can do it. I'm going there to do my show straight after.
What was more important at the time, the
Debra?
Brinks or having a radio show, national radio show to you at that time?
You know what? At that time, One Extra wasn't. I was comfortable on baseline.
Right, okay.
I was comfortable on baseline. I knew what I was getting from baseline. I didn't know what I was going to get from One Extra because One Extra was just
just a
internet.
new start.
It was
Yeah.
new. It was internet based. It was like
Nobody had internet.
nobody. You know what I mean? I was like, well, nobody's actually going to hear me in the car.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's experience. And if I get it, okay, so I'm going to do a job that I'm going to get paid for. Cool.
Them time they had baseline.
And that's-
you had
that's-
choice.
Baseline, yeah,
You had choice.
baseline.
And that's
at
the
that
only
time
way I thought of it. I
was
didn't think of it of
the
any
dominant
other way.
station.
was,
Like,
As
I knew
big and popular.
was going to go and do it. Play wasn't sure. I wasn't sure, but we said, you know what, it's an opportunity. Let's not
Give it a try.
turn
Can you
it
remember
down.
who you did the demo for? Who was it?
We was work. G Money got us in. Janine was the producer.
Yeah, Janine Kemper.
She was producing.
But don't you think that she should have said though? I
That's
mean,
right.
like you guys are playing outside tonight. It's probably not the most convenient time. For you.
Exactly.
It's some money that you're earning, so maybe we should.
No respect
No,
for
but
the
you have to
street.
put in a real life situation.
And the
though.
worst thing
if
was
they had the show,
The worst thing was the actual station was going live 2 weeks after that.
Okay.
Oh, so you was given an opportunity to go to get in there before that show
Exactly.
happened.
So it was piloted in the building, so everybody in the building can hear what was going on. It wasn't going out nowhere. So then, 2 weeks after that, that's when One Extra was actually
Live,
starting.
yeah.
It was
You
going
lucky you
live.
get that car. I never got. Sorry, Reggie, you were saying.
no, I was just saying that is a real life situation though. If you were given that particular slot on a Saturday morning, you still would have had to come from the club anyway.
Well, you would have programmed
To do
wrong.
it, so you should have taken it more-
No, but you would have programmed it differently. You might not have done the late set in the club if he was doing a radio show at 7 o'clock.
Things
in
would
the
have had to
morning. He might
change,
have
innit?
finished, yeah,
Things
he
would
might
have had
changed.
to
Yeah, but
change.
it's an opportunity. So
Yeah, he missed his opportunity. He definitely did.
Yeah, I
And
missed it.
He's owned it.
Yeah, I owned it.
If it was meant to, if it was meant to be, it would have meant
I was
to
going to
be.
say the same thing. If it was
but it
meant
would
to
have.
be,
I think it would have changed.
It would have made sense.
Really.
Little Jamaican man.
I'll tell you why I say that. Because here's the thing, sometimes, which is true, sometimes you don't get through a certain door, but it opens other doors.
Yeah.
It happens, and sometimes you can be stuck. I need to tell you guys, this is why, going back to the formulas of when we used to do this thing and why Galfix could do double bookings, triple bookings, there was a reason. It's because everybody has to be able to hold their own.
You were kings of that.
We were able to hold our own. Let me just say that. We was able to hold our own. We could.
You know what?
If anything, we used to worry about was simple. Because we used to say simple, use your mic.
Yeah.
That's all we used to worry about. It's simple.
That's
because
when
you won't
Glamzino
mic.
came into.
That's right.
That's when George for Glamzino.
okay.
Right.
You know what? Sorry,
You see what I'm
Glamour
saying?
MC.
Glamour MC
Yeah,
at the time.
At the time. Yeah.
So you obviously originally came from Nottingham. Regionally wise, did you start to expand across the UK with your gigs?
Yeah,
and
Luton.
DJing all
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, how did you find the difference between playing in London compared to playing out in the
You
regions?
know what? It's so different. It's so different. Depending on where you're going. So like, I used to go when I was with Rough But Sweet. I used to go to Northampton a lot.
Yeah.
And Northampton dancehall
It's different.
is different down there. You play reggae music down there, vocal reggae, you're gone clear. So I'm going up there with my dancehall head. But when I've gone in there, it's been
Vocals.
Yeah,
it's
they
been
wanna hear
vocals, and
singing.
I'm like, rah.
Yeah, they wanna hear singing.
I've got to switch up my thing, but that helped me, and I was like, okay, cool. So then we've gone there. Then we've gone to Derby, and Derby's it's a different level again. It's like so everywhere we went, it was different. But when I was in Guildford every Saturday night. That was hip hop and R&B in a club called Bojangles, and it was just hip hop and R&B
Bojangles, yeah.
all day. That's it. 2 floors, hip hop and R&B, and I was like, I'm getting confused.
It's the
Like, what's
same
going
same
on
thing when I used to go to Nottingham, playing Marcus Garvey Centre, various different venues. It's the same thing. Obviously, when they hear your voice as well, obviously you're coming from London, you just give them a different vibe, and that's what they liked when you came down there.
A lot of the younger DJs, I don't really listen to a lot of them, but I listen to Simon quite a lot.
Wicked DJ.
Very good DJ in all genres of music.
I try.
Top of his game.
I try.
I like
I try.
I like that, and I don't really say that much about the younger ones, but you know, and I'm not just saying that because you're here, but yeah,
No, I try.
one of the good ones.
It's because
They
like
come
I-
from good school.
Yeah, like I said,
Tell them the truth.
my
They come from
family,
good school.
music, like every individual in
That's
the family likes a different type of music, so I just get to hear
You're adaptable.
everything, and I just adapt to everything. And then obviously my dad took me to the record shop in
Yeah.
Brixton Market and bought me my first song, my first record, Supercat.
Who's in charge of Radio 1 at the moment?
Like,
One Extra
um,
programming, or
well,
who is it?
there's a few people, but for programming, for
Gi-
Mark.
Give me
Get him back.
Oh, Mark.
Give me
Mark.
that.
You know what?
yeah.
To be honest,
You don't want it?
I don't want it.
You don't want it?
No, I don't want it.
I'm championing. You're going to get you back on One Extra, and you're saying you don't want it?
I don't want it.
You can get back an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you want it?
I don't want it.
There you
Why
go.
not?
It's not for me.
Radio's not really the same as it used to be.
It's not the same.
No?
No, I still on radio, but the drive that I had,
It's not there anymore.
It doesn't
But
have
is
the same
that,
gravity,
isn't
does
that okay? So if you guys were given that one extra opportunity,
I'd have to be
Would your
somebody.
drive be
I'd have
totally
to be
different?
somebody. I'd have to be somebody that I'm not.
no, if you'd made that pilot and you actually came through and they put you on air,
Yeah.
do you feel that you still would have maintained the same?
The way that radio,
Galflex or not?
the way that radio has been over the last how many years, I don't think I'd have still been there.
So you're not enjoying that? You're not enjoying radio at the moment?
Not 100%.
What's changed?
Music.
The music's not good.
Music. The music is not
It's
good.
not because like even
No,
if
it's not. Not that it's not good. It just doesn't have that same,
Same
feel
effect. Yeah, yeah.
that.
But it's your show. I'm giving you your show to play what you want to play. Can you make it good?
I can make it
course
good.
you can make it good.
I can. I
But
can
it's-
make it
it's-
good.
it's- I think even
But if you're going on One Extra, you're never gonna play your music.
yeah.
You're going to play
I'm not
formatted
Trevor.
music.
I'm not
It's
gonna be
be
Trevor
the
Nelson.
format,
I'm not gonna be Rodigan. I'm not gonna be able to do that. They're just gonna say, here you go.
Is that just a gap
Here's your
picker?
list.
Pick any of these
Like that.
and play.
What
And I
kind of
think
music that formatted music is what you guys are playing now? No?
No,
No,
Not at all?
never.
not 100%.
Not
No,
that I know of anyway.
not 100%.
No, you're
No.
not playing
Never did
Stephen Don, you're not playing Lisa Mercedes, you're not playing
No.
you're not playing those names.
No.
They're not worthy.
Not that they're not
It's not
worthy.
even that,
It's
it's
just. It's just the
It's not
way.
that.
It's just the way that some
It's
of the
not that
club
we
nights
say
are
we're not
going.
playing them. It's
Some of the
obviously-
club nights, so the way that they go, there's an invasion to play that. There is this person to play that. I'm not there to play that. They will put me in this bracket to just play the old school bashment because I've got the history to play the old school bashment.
Okay, so you're very limited now.
Not to play new school. I can play it, no problem, but I'm not getting booked to play that.
So on the point of music, which is quite interesting, because like obviously with street sounds, you got a lot of street sounds like Fifth Avenue and people who've broken records like Body Fusion and various attitudes. What would you say are your era or your equivalents of the Body Fusions and breaking, and what records do you feel that you broke here in or made popular?
Remember very clearly, how am I saying this? Cisco the Fong song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I heard it and I said, this is mad. But you know what?
Yeah.
There's something about it.
Funk so.
And I played it on bassline and I championed it. And then I got a plaque
Oh, you got plaque in it.
from Semtex for the phone song. Foolish by Ashanti. I got the plaque for that as well because
So you're not the only person.
I championed.
Def Jam Records. He's only playing Def Jam Records.
No, but
This was after my time.
this is what was happening. These things were happening. Do you know what I mean? Like those, that song
I
there.
don't know why it's going under the
Yeah,
table.
yeah. The phone song.
Come back from under the table, man.
The phone song was definitely one of those songs that I remember championing back in the day on Bassline, and I used to get cussed for it. Yardie said, "Why are you playing that shit?" Yardie,
And then when he saw the plaque,
this shit bought the plaque that said Bassline on it, and you were happy.
Did you get paid to play the record?
No,
No one got paid to play with.
never.
No one?
No one.
I didn't. I never.
Not on
got paid
Bassline
to-
anyway.
I,
but that's
I never.
Okay.
Got paid to
At one stage, it was Bassline was charging DJs to play. Let's just go back there.
So there wasn't like an
That's it.
equivalent of the. So you would say Cisco From Song was the equivalent of some of these big, like Ray Groove tunes.
Oh,
at
no,
the time.
on the radio-
What about Joe Dissy and place things
Joe
like that?
Dissy, you know what?
No,
I wasn't getting that.
they missed
I wasn't championing that. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
That's
Because they were 95, 96.
yeah.
more
Yeah,
upfront.
That's so
And
more of the
Jodeci's
upfront.
91, 92.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So like, yeah, phone song really.
Just to say that you did me a disservice there. Because you said like Ray Groove. In fact, you did. You probably did me up. But there wasn't much Ray Groove, if any, that I really broke. My thing was the 90s. So anything from that.
Okay.
And we've got to start using.
Like I
think
said,
I'm gonna
sounds
ban
like-
Body Cushion
I'm going to buy more of you.
That seems to be the only record that ever comes out.
It's a popular tune.
And there's many more, but we keep
Yeah,
talking about that
90s.
one.
And I know why these guys would have
Apologies.
done a lot in terms of breaking music for the 90s, because the 90s was that time that reggae music was at its best. I don't think you could have found any music that was at its
Golden
best.
era of dancehall.
And when we used to go in a record shop,
Definitely.
I remember that I used to be, sometimes I used to be in, I could be in a record shop with Fly. I know when we would go there, we used to Spotify.
Yeah.
We're buying 15 versions of one.
Oh, do you remember those days?
One,
Jesus.
one record, 15 versions. Yeah.
What? No more.
And-
I want that one.
And when you're in there so early, as you know that when you're in Supertone and you're buying up these pre-releases,
That's right.
the pre-release
That's
sevens,
right.
yeah, you are going to be one of the first to play. You're not going to be well, you might not be the first, but you'll be one of the first to break it because
break it.
you will champion those musics and you will keep doing it on. So I think there's a lot of that 90s music that you won't get. You know, you won't say, well, Get Out Flex brought that Beanie Man tune, but they championed those versions of that record and did a lot to kind of bring it over to
on
the
the
masses.
radio, yeah.
Not only that.
You guys was playing out again. You're not playing out 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, and R&B,
And it needed,
hip hop.
and I think that's what works again, because again, believe it or not, personality-wise on the radio, we're 3 different personalities. As much as we've done shows together, collectively, but it's 3 different personalities. So that works as well. We see that kind of comes across very different with the crowd. So going back to breaking tunes, it's the same thing. You just have to be brave, I'd like to say.
Yeah,
Brave,
that's what
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
to play the tunes
I didn't feel no
regardless.
way, you know,
And
just
that's what
be brave. you know.
Bassline did a lot as well.
So the radio helps
Plays on the
a lot.
radio,
Yeah.
and in the club as
I
well.
don't think people actually understand how
How
much
brave.
radio has helped
Yeah,
our career.
absolutely.
Bassline has helped. So I always say every time I speak to G Money, I say I don't think you realise.
No, he doesn't know.
You don't.
I say
realise.
to him as well, he doesn't know. He knows,
Well, we're going to have him on the podcast.
but he doesn't.
isn't
We
it?
need
Yeah,
it.
you need to. You're going to need more than a
He
couple
just
of
remind
hours.
you.
No, we've got a lot to talk about. I've got a couple on a few more things before we finish. You guys had a female manager, I've been told.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Oh, back in the
Lady
day.
Champs.
Lady Champs.
Lady Shams.
my cousin.
Yeah.
Your cousin, okay. And she took all your bookings and got you paid the right monies. And why did you get rid of her then?
You know what it is?
Why did you get rid
I
of
need a
me?
manager. I need to get the right money.
Nice.
What it was,
She was a bit aggressive.
Yeah, she was a bit.
Yeah, but
retired
you need
now.
to be a bit aggressive to get your
And
money.
she was a
No,
woman
but
as
then-
well. We needed a woman spokesman. I kid you not, we did.
There's being aggressive, and then there's being aggressive.
She's a type.
Now,
She was the one that was clapping, give me my money, give me my
Yeah, she
boy
was-
the money.
Wow.
she was. She, no,
who's this girl coming down? She's
Yeah,
the money. Who's this woman? Who's this?
yeah,
she's
that's
wild.
what everybody's like.
Yeah.
If we got the booking,
You lot never introduced her properly to,
exactly.
to the people.
No, but we didn't get a chance to because she's already
She's
gone looking
gone.
for
We were in the
people she's
place,
looking for.
settling down, and she's gone already. Like,
But you don't
to
you
deal
know,
with it.
management meetings before events? You put in,
Not really.
no?
Really?
It was,
Maybe them days, it's old school,
early.
innit?
It was,
Old
it's
school.
early days. It was early days.
Business said that we never had on.
I don't think actually there's a bad thing about management because actually I think that's one of the things that we missed out on as our genre, like growing up, because coming through because it was always based on a friend thing, and the friend thing always went pear shaped. And when you put a manager there, it was always a thing like, what kind of disrespect that you're
That's
doing
right.
there?
To the
But it
manager.
wasn't. Business is business.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And we never got that.
And that's how we tried. That's how we tried to go forward with it as a business. So we wanted to have a manager there, so we didn't have to deal with the whole
£50 on.
£50 argument. Is a drink or whatever.
What's
We
their
just-
number?
we needed somebody there to do certain things,
Because
but
clap
then
up couple boy there and give them money. That's what you do.
at that time in the scene, as it's already
Don't
been,
go under the table. I
as
don't know how many
already
times
been
you're going to go under the 2 foot table. And we'll leave that one there right there for those who know. Yeah, for those who know.
as it's already been stated in other podcasts, is women weren't really accepted in the scene like that.
That's very true.
So it's bad enough. It's not bad enough. It's one thing being a female DJ, but then to be a female manager of a bunch of red-skinned boys, it's like, who are you? Like, why do I need to deal with this manager?
Yeah.
GNs used to have a manager.
What's that?
GNs used to have
G
Crew.
original.
They had a manager,
Yeah.
and it didn't work out.
You know,
We
so
had a
ironic
female
when you say
manager,
about
and it
females,
didn't
because
work out.
two of the biggest artists from the UK are managed by females. So you've got Stormzy and Skepta, managed by
Yeah, but that's now.
females now.
Yeah.
It's
Then-
really interesting, like, you know, how it's time and
20 years
changed.
ago.
Of course.
So you really were one of the
This is
first.
my point. We said this. I was saying this on the way down here. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if we even have enough time to talk about the amount of people who's actually come through graphics and done that. Springboard, gone. And that's going from.
Well, give us a couple of
artists-
names, like, yeah.
Well, we'll start with comedians.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time I had a birthday party at the Brink, Lugunda.
Yeah.
That's right.
Virgos.
One of the
I
one of
had-
five.
And he actually, I seen him last week,
Yeah, Kojo.
and he said,
Yeah.
obviously to his missus, he said, yeah, this is the first guy.
That's his first show.
You remember putting me on stage
Also-
in my party.
Also,
Go on.
what's her name?
The lady from EastEnders.
Tanika. What's her name? She's on EastEnders. She's
Tamika Epson.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a dance. Me and G had a dance called Threesome.
That was the second birthday party.
No.
Trying to keep that.
This was a dance we had called
Yeah.
Threesome.
Yeah.
And she obviously came on stage and like doing tricks like with bananas and all that. Because
Okay.
it was a kind of thing, and that's what she done.
And now she's on EastEnders.
Yeah, we'll leave that one for you.
I didn't want to go into it. We shouldn't go into it.
She did sing
Dance
some.
is called
Threesome.
Yeah.
Threesome.
Yeah.
And some lady comes on stage.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Shout out break.
She's the star now, you know.
And she comes on stage and does tricks with bananas.
No, it was making all the ladies on stage do tricks.
With
So
bananas
she invited ladies up on
Because what it was,
and cracking.
Threesome, the
Boy,
concept
the
of
Daily
threesome-
Mail's going to be calling for that footage now.
the concept of threesome was when you buy a ticket, you gotta have a threesome. Like you'll be two guys and a girl, or two girls and a guy
To come into the venue.
coming together, and that was
And the party.
Okay.
Instagram says Galflex Sound. Myself, Dixie Galflex on Insta.
At DJ Simple Simon UK on all social media platforms.
And on radio as well.
I'm on pulse88.co.uk Saturday mornings 11 to 1.
I'm on Lightning every Saturday, 6 to 8. Maybe sometimes 10, 11, 12. If DJ Legs don't turn up, well, you know. But yeah, like, yeah. And also, yeah, Facebook, Dixie Galflex, and yeah, that's us on the social networks. And catch us in the club,
Catch them in the club.
or in your country.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Big up, guys.
Thank you.
So thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next edition of Set the Trend podcast. Remember, you can also listen it on iTunes.
All right.
YouTube, Set the Trend podcast. Facebook, Set the Trend podcast.
Share it.
We're out of here. Thank you
Share
very
it,
much.
like it.
See you guys later.